This week, major changes are coming to the CFL, and the Argos lose without Arbuckle. Crack those cold ones. It's the Argos Fancast. You can find us at Argos Fancast or anywhere you find your friendly neighborhood podcast. Just search Argos Fancast. We're also a proud member of the Shotgun Sports Network. You can find them at shotgunsportsnetwork.ca or on YouTube as well. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and make sure you follow our playlist as well. I am Clay Chisholm. You can find me at All Kinds of Clay. And since Doug isn't here, I got it right. But joining us, as always, he is a resident historian from ArgoFans.com, the VP of Football Operations, Trustee Will Gertler, MBA.
Hi, everybody. You can find me on Twitter at ArgoFans or join up ArgoFans.com.
And, so as I mentioned, Doug isn't here today. You can find him exclusively on Blue Sky at DougB519. You can also find him on YouTube at Sir Douglas 1873. Go ahead and follow his Upon Sober Review, his live streams, all that stuff that he does in addition to the show. He's also got a fan group, the Double Blue Order. You can find them on just about any major social media. Just search the Double Blue Order. And you can also get some merch at doubleblueorder.ca. Well, as we discussed earlier, we're going to get right into the big news in the CFL this week. And just to tee it up a little bit, we're going to show their video here. Give me a second here. Okay.
Welcome to the new era of the Canadian Football League.
Are you kidding me? Spectacular! Welcome to the Canadian Football League!
The overarching goals are pretty simple. It starts with entertainment. We are trading field goals for touchdowns. We're going to create more exciting plays, more exciting game calling, a more consistent game flow, and just an overall better experience for the fans. Moving the goalpost to the back of the end zone, it accomplishes so many objectives. First off, it opens up the field of play. Right now we're finding quarterbacks, they don't throw over the middle. They're throwing only to the sides. You know why? Because there's an obstruction in their way. We're removing the obstruction. Secondly, fans, they get to see the entire end zone. In the stands, at home, watching on TV, watching on your phone, you get a clear view of the most exciting piece of turf we own in our league, the end zones. Teams that are starting on their own 1 yard line, they've got more opportunity to use their entire playbook. They don't have an obstruction behind them. More touchdowns, less field goals, more exciting plays. So the Rouge is being modified. We're going to keep the Rouge. You will give up a single point if you get tackled in your end zone after a kick, or if you concede voluntarily by taking a knee. Now, what we have removed from the Rouge is a single point awarded for a missed field goal that goes through the back of the end zone, or a punt or a kickoff that goes through the back or the sides of the end zone. Whether it goes straight through or bounces in the end zone and goes through, there's no single point awarded. But finally, and most importantly, taking the point away for a missed field goal or a punt will encourage coaches to think about third down gambles when they're in the scoring zone of the 30 to the 50 yard line. And this, I think, is going to create many more exciting plays for our fans. We are shortening the end zone to 15 yards. First off, it's still a big end zone, the biggest in professional football. We still have a 65-yard wide field, encouraging wide open play that we've all come to love from the Canadian Football League. We wanted to shorten the end zone to protect the integrity of the field goal game. Putting it 20 yards back, that was pretty far to ask field goal kickers to kick versus where they are today. But that's not all. By taking 10 yards out of the middle of the field, we've now allowed teams who are starting drives on their own side of the 50 to essentially be 5 yards further away from field goal position, but 10 yards closer to a touchdown. What we're going for with game flow is to improve consistency. Right now we have a 20-second play clock. The referees, they are in charge of blowing it in once they've set the ball in the chains. This can lead to an inconsistent timing from play to play and obviously from game to game. We wanted something where every player, every coach, every fan is going to know what the maximum amount of time is between the end of one play and the start of another. So that 35-second clock is going to allow us to drive consistency, have an expectation from our fans, and improve play. We also want to make sure that every team has the ability to get their substitutions on and off now that we have an automatic clock. For those teams that currently have benches on the same side of the field, they are going to move to opposite sides, thus allowing substitutions, no matter where the ball is on the field of play, to happen in a much more efficient manner. The CFL is as Canadian as it gets. We are a Canadian institution, and our game rules prove it. We are a 3-down league. We have a 65-yard wide field. We have 12 players. We've got the waggle. These are the quintessential Canadian football elements. And so by changing field size and moving the goalposts, all we've done is create a better canvas for this great game to be played upon. This is about evolution. It's about taking a great game and making it even more entertaining, increasing touchdowns, perhaps at the expense of field goals, more exciting plays, perhaps more risk-taking, all of that wrapped in a package to take our great game and make it even better.
Well, that was the CFL's bit, making it all fancy and stuff and talking about the different changes. Let's kind of go through these one by one. We'll go through the ones that what they didn't mention in the video was some changes that were going to be made. There's going to be changes made in 2026, as well as further changes made in 2027. The changes that we're going to see next year are going to be the teams on opposing benches, on opposing sides of the field. We're going to see the play clock, and I believe the Rouge rules come in. The new Rouge rules come into play. So let's talk about those first. The players or the benches on opposing sides of the field, I think it's kind of a no-brainer. It's going to make it's going to make some opposing teams uncomfortable when visiting some stadiums, but it's also might pose a little bit of a space challenge in a few stadiums.
It's already done in a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think every Eastern team's on the same sideline.
Yeah.
But out west, I guess BC's on the same. Are they? BC's on the same.
You know what? I'm not sure.
They're a Grey Cup at least.
Yeah.
I know Commonwealth is opposite side, so is Calgary.
Yeah. And BC, like if BC plays, even if they are, they've got the room anyway to do that. So I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal.
Could be a bit of a squeeze at BMO, though.
Yes. Yes, especially when they've got to make room for the camera too.
Well, those blue seats they get on.
What?
The BMO club seats.
Yeah, that's
They're gonna any way they can fit that in with the space they'll need for the benches.
No, those at least some of them are going to go away. Maybe they're going to center the bench on the Argos sideline and put some of those ones on the ends of the Argos bench, I guess, and the ends of the opposing. Like that's the only thing I could see that they would do. But they're also building the new luxury boxes that are going to show up for the 2027 season. So maybe that will take that place of that revenue stream that MLSE wants in there.
Yeah.
But that one, I think as long as you can make the space, I think that's just a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, I think it's the least offensive of the changes.
Yep. The next one, the play clock. So they're going to change that from the existing 20-second play clock where it gets blown in by the official after everybody's made all their changes and done all their stuff to an automatic 35-second clock.
Oh, I mean, I do have some questions with this one. I mean, I don't mind it outside of the 3 minutes, the half, but I think it's gonna have some consequences within 3 minutes. So right now you just have the ref whistling it in 20 seconds and the clock doesn't stop. But if 35 seconds left, you are heading towards a bit more of a Americanization in the sense that you can kneel down a lot earlier than you can now.
Yeah, I think they've left a little bit out as far as how the clock is going to work in the last few minutes there, because normally the clock stops, right?
Yeah.
So whether that's going to work in conjunction or work separately with the clock.
I think it's going to be the same. I mean, I haven't heard them say, "Oh, it's still going to be 20 seconds and within 3 minutes," but
no. Well, what I'm saying is, I think that 35 second is going to start, and then the play clock is going to start on whatever way they want to do it, whether it's on the snap or what, depending on the previous play.
I mean, I haven't seen anything suggest that. But
yeah.
Clarified too well.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that they haven't mentioned is is what's going to happen with there's injuries, or you get the designated injury person who just goes down to stop the clock. What's going to happen with that? You're going to probably see a little bit more of that unless they make it crystal clear to the teams.
You'll be penalized for delaying game or something.
Yeah. That one, I think we both think there's some
irony, maybe. No clarification.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Then the Rouge.
Yeah, I don't have any particular problem with the changes they've made.
No.
I mean, the Argos have been fucked over by the field goal out of the end zone Rouge, and we've benefited from it. But
yep.
I think they haven't taken away the Rouge. They've just said if a missed field goal goes right through the end zone, it's not touched by a player. It's not a point. Yeah. I have no issues with this.
And I think with one of the things that they're going to do is moving the goalposts. We'll talk about that in a second. I think that kind of goes hand in hand with that. It was one thing. Yeah, I think the spirit of the rule wasn't for it to sail through the back of the end zone, but if you're going to miss a field goal with the goalpost at the back of the end zone, it's a gimme. Teams are gonna do that on purpose if they need to.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, that kind of goes hand in hand with that. I don't have a problem with it. I think that was one of the biggest things that people thought was kind of wonky about our game was, getting a charity point for missing a field goal.
Yeah.
Right. But it gets downed in the end zone or they concede it, then
it's still
everything else is still the same for that.
Yeah.
And the changes that are going to happen in 2027, we mentioned the uprights are going to move to the back of the end zone. The field is going to shrink from, or the playing field is going to shrink from 110 yards to 100 yards, and the end zones are going to shrink from 20 to 15.
I mean, the end zone size, I don't mind. I actually kind of don't mind the NFL with the 10-yard end zones where the quarterback kind of has to try and
make a quick decision,
so to speak.
Yeah.
Back of the end zone. I feel wasn't like, I don't know about the justification for it yet. I tried to throw a pass when I was 10 years old, and you know, I think that's the thing that people take away from Stuart Johnston's speech. And as for the field size, I guess that was dictated by the end zone, maybe, but that's the one thing you can point to that's,
Yeah,
if there's one thing that really Americanizes the game out of this, that's it.
it was moving to the 100-yard field.
Yeah, I don't know if that part was necessary.
No, well, with all these changes, I kind of looked at it this way. The CFL has been trying to figure out a way to expand within Canada for decades upon decades.
Yeah.
And the biggest issue that's always been is, where are they going to play? The venue. There are soccer venues in a lot of the targeted locations that they may want to expand to. And shrinking the field, at least lengthwise, makes it possible for those to fit into those venues.
But I mean, the question still, I mean, you can still ask questions about all this. It's like, this is targeted to try to get more eyeballs on the product.
Yep.
I just think the CFL hater is going to, like the person who hates the CFL already, is just going to move the goalpost to something else to try and
yeah. I think you're going to get that regardless, right? Because those are, but I think you're gonna with what, at least if what they're hoping happens, like the more wide open, more seeing the end zone a little bit more. In a perfect world, that's exactly what people are going to want. More touchdowns, more scoring, more gambling, all that stuff. And gambling on the field, not gambling, that's a different animal altogether.
I'm just not wholly convinced. And it's like, TSN was probably pushing all this because one of the personalities has spoken out against any of this.
I think, the only thing that I've seen that somebody's spoken out is Dwayne Ford was critical of the league with not involving the players.
I'm told, I heard the PA was told.
Well, I think they had a very small circle of people, right? They had a couple, some people in the officials, the board of governors, a couple people within the head office, and I believe a small group of the PA that were involved in those changes. So the PA obviously had to sign off on this. But yeah, the majority of players weren't involved, and I think they probably did that to kind of keep this under wraps so they could figure something out, because you get every player involved, you're going to have so much dissension in there. Everybody's going to have an opinion,
and it's going to permeate. This also permeates to youth sports and other levels of Canadian football.
Yeah, and right. I'll grab the. I've got the things they've put out here. So youth sports, they are aware of the announcement made by the CFL yesterday afternoon to change its field dimensions and game rules. Youth sports will be engaging with our members and stakeholders over the following weeks and months to determine the ramifications for youth sports football and the best course actions for youth sports. Any proposed changes to football playing regulations will be considered by the Sport Technical Subcommittee for Football and the U Sports Sport Committee in due course. Following the usual procedures in place, U Sports remains committed to promoting and growing the game of Canadian amateur football across Canada. So there, and then the CJFL came out with a similar one, saying that they're aware of it. They recognize what the CFL is trying to do, and they think it's a great thing. But they're going to deal with it internally and figure out what's going to be best for them. Now, I think the other problem with that is some of these teams play their games in U Sports stadiums, and some of these junior teams play in CFL stadiums. So they're
no choice but to play those.
Yeah, it's like the biggest ones that are going to have to make a decision quickly is going to be Calgary and Montreal. University of Calgary and McGill.
And McGill said I heard McGill said, "Oh, you're paying for it."
Well, I get, yeah, but at the same time, like if the U Sports doesn't go that route, it's going to be they're going to end up having a field with a couple spots in it that people are going to be running over.
Yeah,
because you're going to have the post holes for U Sports and CFL.
And somebody's going to run over those holes.
Yep.
Or something.
Yeah, and we're going to start. If they don't change, we're going to start harking back to the days of Skydome.
Yeah.
Where you could run over parts where you would hear tink, 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 tink. You're running over carpeted metal.
Yeah.
So, all in all, I like the changes. I think they're going to be good.
Yeah, I can deal with the changes.
Yeah.
I don't have any problems with any of them per se, but I still have questions over
how they're going to be implemented.
Yeah, I still have questions for a few of them.
Yeah, and there's obviously going to be some that, this is a high level that we're given. If we want to talk project management stuff, they need to give us the SOP on how this is all supposed to go. Tell us exactly how some of these rules are going to apply. I hope they have that out at least to the players already.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know if they haven't figured this out yet.
Yeah. Because it's going to take some learning. There's going to be lots of people who are going to make mistakes. So.
Yep.
The one thing I thought with the 35-second clock is, when I usually rewatch games, I fast forward between the whistles. So as soon as the play is called dead, I'll hit the fast forward, and it's an automatic 30-second skip. With almost all teams, it's the 30-second skip is right there to the when they're running up to the line. So there's going to be some teams that are going to have to speed things up a little bit. The Argos, not necessarily one of those, because those about half the snaps I usually miss the start, and I have to rewind back 7 seconds to catch it. So the Argos usually work quickly, which is good for us, I guess. Something less to have to deal with. But I think for most teams are going to be pretty good, but they're going to have to speed up a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and our officials will probably have to pick up their game a little bit too, because sometimes they're the culprits that are the reason things are not blown in a decent time.
Yes, the officials.
The ones that have to spot the ball and put it down where it needs to go and all that stuff.
Fuck us over.
All in all, I mean, obviously we've all heard the vitriol about everybody, canceling their season tickets and all that. But
I mean, whatever. I mean, they're entitled to their opinion.
yeah,
I just don't think it's. Look,
it honestly, to me, it's shouting at clouds.
I don't know.
And
Shouting at clouds. I mean, I understand where they're coming from. There
yeah,
are fundamental rules being changed. I'm just not as averse to these changes as other people.
no, and there's that old adage: if you don't change, innovation is going to leave you behind.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's not like this league hasn't changed in the past. We used to have 25-yard end zones.
Yep.
We made exceptions when we went down to the US for a little bit where they had, some of them had narrower fields because they wouldn't fit. Some of them had much smaller end zones
Yep.
than we're going to see. So,
It's.
look at all those rugby fans when we introduced the forward pass.
Well, I don't
You
know.
know?
Whatever.
Yeah. But that was, this league has changed. It's going to keep changing, and it just the way everything goes.
Yep.
So, but the other thing, I have seen at least a few younger fans and younger players of high school age. One of my friends, he had his kid on his social media, and he's a second string at Mac, I believe, this year, his freshman year, and he's excited about it. And he thinks it's going to be a great thing, and it's going to make the game faster. So when I'm hearing from their actual target audience that it's a good thing, that's probably it's exactly what they wanted. So now, do you have any final words on these changes?
No.
All right. Well, then we can
Just have an open mind.
Yeah, because I think it's going to take a while to get all the all the kinks ironed out. Nothing is ever perfect on the first time. We played a game last week. Not so much of a great game.
No, it wasn't one of the best played games by either team.
No, and let's take a look at this here. Give me a second here to pull it up. So obviously, we lost. We
did lose.
Yeah, 21-19.
202 in the Alouettes.
There was a last-second drive that ended in a interception by Jared Dagey. So from that, it's not always what you want to see, but let's go through the stats here. Jared Dagey, 25 of 37, 207 yards, one touchdown, and a very ill-timed pick. Jared Dagey was also our leading rusher, 4 carries, 18 yards. Spencer Brown got shut down.
I mean, that's concerning because, he had 2 good games to start his Arbuckle career, and he's really kind of been quiet since then.
Yeah. 7 carries, 7 yards, and Deontay McMahon had 1 carrier for 0 yards. So our run game was almost non-existent during this game.
Yeah.
As normal, Jay Kerslow, gets another touchdown, 6 catches, 51 yards. Kevin Mattel, 7 catches, 49 yards. Makai Polk, 3 for 40. Lejon Brissett, 4 for 37.
Yep. And notice one thing: a lot of receivers with average per catch below 10.
Yep. The other one that does not look good is Mr. I only catch footballs, David Unger. 6 targets, only 2 catches.
He had a few drops.
He had a few drops, and I haven't really watched the game back, so I don't know a whole ton of exactly how those catches were. The other one that has usually made up for it in the air, 3 catches for 4 yards for Spencer Brown, who usually, even if his running game or running isn't great, he's usually got this end here to go with, and that one not so much either.
Yeah.
Defensively, decent game. We had 3 picks, 4 sacks. So, everybody played great.
Yep.
But just not well enough. It seems like they had to score to win this game.
Seems like what?
Seems like the defense would have had to score to win this game.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, I think they would have. But, I mean, we were in a position to win it at the end. And Daggy just threw an unfortunate pick that, probably should have pass interference.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, did Makai Polk... I don't think Makai Polk is catching the ball anyway, but when you push a guy, that should be pass interference.
And the panel thought it was pass interference.
Yep. Yep. Commentators, panel, everybody seemed to think it should have been pass interference, but they didn't call it. And
there was a few command center decisions in that game that didn't go. Just like that season opener in Montreal, there were a few weird command center things with Andre Proulx around, and same thing today. Same thing on Friday.
Yeah, I don't want to go that far, but it's kind of hard not to. When the same people are present, when the same questionable things happen.
Conversation amongst them.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, and I think we're at the point where we can. I mean, it seemed like Montreal was trying everything they could do to lose this game.
But they didn't.
No, they
unfortunately, didn't. And
yeah,
I think our playoff hopes have taken a huge dash.
Absolutely. So we're pretty much going to have to win everything the rest of the season. Otherwise, we can pretty much kiss postseason goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we travel out to BC on Friday to play the Lions, and a pissed off, kind of whiny Nathan Rourke. Look, I think when we got to Sirius, I was talking to my cousin, and she was like, "Yeah, the first thing she said when he started talking was, he's probably just mad because he wasn't consulted." And that was the last thing he said. Everything he mentioned about what makes a Canadian game great, They didn't change. But, yeah. Anyway, Nathan Rourke may be a little bit perturbed, but Nick Arbuckle, probably not. He seemed to think it was pretty good. And considering it is very likely that he's going to be our quarterback on Friday, that would be, happy Arbuckle.
It's
Hopefully lots of touchdowns.
We're in the desperation mode.
Yep. So hopefully another 50 burger. Defense seemed to figure things out.
Well, they played Rourke. They did. They beat BC in BC last year, but that's a lot.
It's a tough ask, yeah.
It's a tough ask to do it again.
Yep,
the defense is not as good as it was.
Yep. So with that, we should probably get to our picks for this week. And Mr. Douglas is a little bit lucky that he got in his picks at the last second.
2 minutes.
Let's start off Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We've got Calgary in Montreal. Vernon Adams has been taking all first-team reps so far this week, so I'm going to say Calgary. I hate saying Calgary, but I'm going to say Calgary.
I'm going to say Montreal if Davis Alexander is back.
Yeah. And Doug is
Labor Day.
Yeah, and Doug is picking Calgary over Montreal as well. Toronto over Toronto in BC. We need to win this game. I think we're going to need to score a lot of points again. So I'm going to say Toronto 49, BC 47.
Toronto, no choice but to win.
And looking at Doug's got Toronto over BC by 14 if Arbuckle plays. Scriptwriters will do everything to prevent this result. So then we've got the Saturday games. Hamilton at Winnipeg. I want this game to end in a sinkhole, but with both teams getting sucked underneath. For our playoff hopes, we need to hope Winnipeg
loses.
If BC loses, then Winnipeg can win. That'll work. BC's got to lose. Winnipeg's got to win, because God for sake, if we pick that black and yellow team. So where are you, Will?
Hope they both have fun.
And Doug is hoping for a meteor to hit Princess Auto Field. And we'll stay with Doug for the evening game on Saturday. Saskatchewan in Edmonton. He's got Saskatchewan over Edmonton. I'm also picking Saskatchewan over Edmonton. I still don't think Edmonton's up there with Saskatchewan. And somehow you're picking Edmonton, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, I have to do that.
All right. Now, fantasy, you're not going to give your opinion here. I'll give you some Argos. Jake Herslow is probably going to be the man they got to ride until he's not hot anymore, because he's still scoring touchdowns. And I haven't looked at the pricing, but
Ridiculous.
I'm assuming all the quarterbacks are still very overpriced.
15,000, which doesn't let you
Yeah.
seemingly pick anybody else.
So I'm going to say Arbuckle if you want your Toronto quarterback, if he does play. If not, maybe look at Davis Alexander. He might be a little bit on the cheaper side. You might get a 1,000 or so to help somewhere else. As far as running backs, I'm going to be throwing Spencer Brown in there and hope for the best. But other than that, it's see what you can get out there for the value for the money. And nothing else really earth-shattering happened in the CFL other than all these big changes, and everybody's different reactions. So I got nothing else.
I don't either.
All right. Well, I guess that does it for the Argos Fancast this week. Will, where can they find you?
Find me at Argo Fans or at www.argofans.com.
And you can find me, Clay Chisholm, at All Kinds of Clay. You can find Doug on Blue Sky, DougB519. You can find his YouTube page at Sir Douglas 1873. You can find us, the Argos Fancast, at Argos Fancast, or anywhere you find your friendly neighborhood podcast. Just search Argos Fancast. Yes, I know my timing was wrong on that one. I get it. Let me try this again. You can find us at Argos Fancast, or anywhere you find your friendly neighborhood podcast. Just search Argos Fancast. Better? And you can find the Shotgun Sports Network at shotgunsportsnetwork.ca. Go to the YouTube page and like and follow and subscribe to our playlist. You find us there. And that does it for the Argos Fancast this week. We've got a must-win game Friday night in BC. So we'll do everything we can and cross every finger and toe possible. Cheers, everyone.